Morty's Diner. Hot coffee without the toxic sludge.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Morty's Diner. And we got some interesting, dare I say, fascinating stuff to cover tonight. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal content. Tonight's show is entitled Ice Cube Tray Update, Pay Pigs, Dirk Diggler, and Water. So let's go through those pretty swiftly. And good evening, Mega Value customer. Great to see you. I like lever action ice cube trays. Yeah, I know what you mean. Those are kind of cool. Look who's here. Doc's report of the Central Florida Network. Wow, I never use ice at home. Well, I haven't used ice at home in probably 20 years. I don't remember the last time I had ice. Maybe 30 years. I don't know. But I've stocked up on some whiskey. Well, Johnny Walker Black, which I like on the rocks. So, in fact, that's the only reason why, I didn't stock up. I bought one bottle, like $15, $20, whatever, And I did ice cubes. So that is the only reason I went out and bought an ice cube tray after spending an hour of research on Amazon and a couple other websites. I settled on this one. I bought it today at Ace Hardware. They had the very best price, and it was right next to Trader Joe's, or nearby enough that I went there and picked it up. So here you can see it. $5.19. Rubbermaid. And I like this brand because it's, as you can see, made in USA. Fabrique aux États-Unis. Made in America. So is Sterilite, another good company, a brand that makes plastic stuff for the house. But I like this one better than the Sterilite. So I've had good success with Rubbermaid products like microwave glass bowls and other stuff. So here it is, ice cube tray, plateau à glace, bandeja para cubos de hielo. I don't know. So I'm going to put it in the dish, and very, very important, dishwasher safe. So I'm going to run the dishwasher tomorrow morning, and then I'll pour in some quality water and have some ice cubes ready to go. Because every day and every night now is whiskey a go-go. And no joke. All right. You never use ice at home, and you're in hot, humid Florida. Isn't that interesting? I find that very interesting. Don't you like to have a nice cold drink at home in the heat, like an iced tea or an iced coffee, or just an iced, glass of water with ice in it, or a lemonade, or a cocktail, a whiskey? I mean, that's interesting. Well, anyway, there you have that. Okay, so let's move on. We got 8 viewers. This is absolutely phenomenal. This will not be a long show, as I mentioned. I wanted to tell the audience that I said I was going to get an ice cube tray. I did some research, and I bought it. The whole process took 2 days. Fantastic. And I'm not returning it. Doc never uses ice cubes at home, even in hot Florida. That's, wow, okay. Yeah. All right, next topic, pay pigs. A lot of pay pig action today on the other channels. Absolutely remarkable. And let's change the picture here. Since we changed the topic. There's Morty's Diner. And, oh, by the way, yeah, here we go. Tonight's new meme. No class, just all ass with a bit of face blast. And here's my sign, or the YouTube hosts, those people's sign, not mine. Will work for 99-cent super chats. Well, I'll work for 99-cent super chats. And here you see the YouTube they-them host. I don't know if that's supposed to be anyone in particular or just a generic YouTuber, E-beggar. I'm not sure, but there you have it. No class, and that's for sure. Okay. Well, we don't do the face blasting on this channel, so it must refer to other channels. And that's a very nice neighborhood also, as you can tell. Anyway. All right, next topic. We're going to move on. By the way, all that Maduro, Argentina news coverage, which I know everybody's seen something about, the people in Argentina are in the streets by the millions all over the country celebrating their newfound freedom, delivered by President Trump to all the Venezuelan people, and they're absolutely flipping out with the happiness and cheering in the streets and just celebrating and going ape with happiness. And in Portland, downtown, on what they call Pioneer Square, they got the they-thems, men in dresses and nose rings and bones in their nose and, rainbow shirts and all that. And they're all protesting with bullhorns. No kings, send Maduro back, let him go. So they're all for kings as long as they're in another country, I guess, but terrorizing their people. But they're sick people. Anyway, okay, next topic. We're not going to get onto that. Bradley, good evening. I'll take a falafel with hot sauce, seltzer water. Well, you just have to say seltzer, but that's okay. Seltzer and a side of baba ganoush. That's a very interesting order. Falafel with hot sauce. I've never heard of falafel with hot sauce. Falafel goes with hummus or tahini. Okay. Seltzer. Well, yeah, I mean, you can have seltzer, but seltzer with falafel. Usually a lemonade goes great with falafel. Or iced tea. And a side, or in the case of Doc's Report, tea. Right? And a side of baba ganoush. Well, baba ganoush goes great on the plate there with falafel, but hot sauce, that's really, it's very surprising. Okay, next topic. Pay pigs. They're all over the place today. Pay pigs donating huge amounts of money. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And for what? To make a point? I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Okay, next topic. Oh, by the way, I'll put the invite link up on if anybody is interested to join the panel. But it won't be a long show, as I mentioned. But let's falafel and hot sauce. That's absolutely amazing. I wonder if Doc's Report has ever had falafel and or hummus, a falafel hummus pita. I wonder if he's ever had that. I don't think they would have that in Utah or Salt Lake City. I mean, or Las Vegas. Well, in Las Vegas they certainly would. But oh, look who's here, Versace boy. All right, good evening. All right, next topic, Dirk Diggler. So I was watching the Marcello Time channel earlier today, and not something I tend to do, but I clicked on it just to take a look. And Marcello was getting reamed out by basically everybody. Okay. Everybody was going at him. It was because he fucked up with JB. I mean, big time. And who was the co-host? Who was on that panel? I can't remember. But to check out the show, it was amazing. And what was I going to say? Oh, Dirk Diggler. Yeah. Dirk Diggler went on the panel and he did like a 5-minute or so impression of Jax, the nighttime guy on the Doc's channel. Jax from Ohio. And it was one of the best characterization impressions I've ever heard on YouTube channels. On these channels, It was 10 out of 10. It was that good. It was the best laughs I had in a hell of a long time. So I want to say thanks to Dirk Diggler for actually making me laugh out loud. I mean, and cracking a smile. I mean, that was it was really nice. So I didn't know he had that that capability of being that funny and developing such an interesting impression of Jax. But it was great. So I recommend go to the Marcello Time channel and see if you can find that, or if anybody clips that. Check it out because it was absolutely superb and it really made my day. That tells you what kind of day I had, except for the, ice cube tray. The highlight of the day was listening to the Dirk Diggler Jax impression. Doc's report. I have 2 ice trays in the freezer, always empty. Sublimation. Now I got a question, Docs. If you have 2 ice trays in the freezer and they're not used and you don't use them, I know this is an unimportant question, but why not take them out of the freezer? Get the ice off them and just put them in one of the cupboards, or shelves, and just leave them. They don't need to be in the freezer unless they're not taking up any room at all. If they're not taking up any important space, then you just leave them. It's CFN Global now. Holy cow! Right. Oh, it was great, Docs. It was the biggest laugh I've had in months. I'm serious. Yeah, I don't remember laughing at such an original characterization impression as Dirk Diggler's. It was, and part of it was I didn't know he had that. He had that quality to create something genuinely funny and spot on. So, yeah, look for it. And it was the Marcello show sometime this afternoon. But it was a dismal and gruesome show to watch. It was really he was getting reamed out from everybody for being Marcello. All right, next topic: water. So I went to Trader Joe's. I only drink bottled water or distilled water because the water here sucks. So it's not that expensive, but it is an added expense. And I drink distilled water or spring water, usually Arrowhead brand for bottled water. And so at Trader Joe's, I bought 4 plastic bottles of spring water. And I've got to tell you, it doesn't taste as good as the Arrowhead water. I used to buy Trader Joe's water a lot, and it was always good. So I guess the water's good. It doesn't taste bad. It's good, but Arrowhead spring water tastes better. So there you have it. That's the water update, Docs. Rarely I want an ice cube, but when I do, the tray is empty. Sublimation. I refill them till next time. So it's rare, but it might come up that you do want an ice cube or ice cubes. And then when that happens, the tray is empty. So why not just fill it up and, put it in the freezer, and in the rare event that you want one, you've got it. Now you say sublimation. That's a dictionary word. So we're going to have to look up sublimation for our Midwest audience, listeners. Sublimation definition. The act or process of subliming. Well, that doesn't help. The act of heightening or improving, exaltations, elevation, purification. That doesn't help either. This is too complicated. Merriam-Webster dictionary. To improve or refine, as if subliming. To divert the expression of an instinctual desire or impulse from its unacceptable form to one that is more socially or culturally acceptable. It is way too complicated. There's also a chemistry process as an intransitive verb. To pass directly from the solid to the vapor state is called sublimation, if you're a chemist. All right, enough of that. That's way too complicated. Yeah, solid to gas. That's it. All right. Versace Boy. The only performance that could rival Dirk's was Green Room's impersonation of Wizard. I don't know if I've ever heard that. A.D. Never Calling does a good Wizard impression. It's actually very good. I've never heard Green Rooms. So those are the topics. I've covered them all. And when I was at the liquor store to buy the Johnny Walker and the Bushmills, That's all I wanted to buy, just two of the smaller bottles, not the mini bottles, but just smaller bottles. I walked around the store and just to look around, and I was looking at all the whiskey and stuff, and they had Crown Royal, which is a pretty good whiskey. I like Crown Royal, but Bushmills is my all-purpose blended whiskey. Just goes great with a Coke, like 80-20, like or 70-30 or 50-50, however you want to ratio them out. It's just great. I'd recommend that to Docs if he wants to try that. Bushmills, any blended whiskey, but Bushmills I like it much better than Jameson's, for example. Usually I would say 20 or 30% Bushmill, 60-70% Coke or Coke Zero. Oh man, it's great. It changes the entire taste of the whiskey. It's just amazing. Anyway, mega value. Some pretty normal people have an automatic ice maker in the fridge. Well, that's absolutely correct. In my California home, I certainly have that. Oops, did I say that? I shouldn't have said that. Right. Okay. Very good. All right. What else do we have here? I know what's missing. Well, there's a lot missing. A little background music to annoy the audience. All right. No ice, no mixed drinks. So you only have whiskey straight. You never have it on the rocks. It doesn't mean anything. But yeah, all right. Lactose and chemistry. I'm impressed. All right, we got 7 viewers and we're doing great. I think we've covered all the major topics. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up right now. And the invite link is up if anybody wants to talk about anything. Otherwise, we'll hang around for a little bit. And let's look at another picture here. What else do we got? I don't know if that's supposed to be anyone in particular or just, one of those people. But, in their basement, blasting away at the audience members. I got to ask the creative team, that 62112 prisoner number, does that mean anything? Like, it's not a zip code. I looked up zip codes, and it's not a zip code that's used. So, what I found. So, but the message is correct. You can tell how someone is not by their words, but by their actions. That's absolutely correct. And I've always felt that way. My bank account is minus $107. I have absolutely no money. I got enough food for a family of 4 here, if you include all the beans and canned tuna fish and sardines and, all that. So food-wise, no problem at all, but absolutely no money. But what can I tell you? It's okay. I'll survive. All right. What else? Nothing. Anybody out there buy bottled water? If so, what brands of bottled water do you like to buy? That's a great question. For this channel, it's a great question. Dental bill status. Well, December 31st, I wasn't able to pay it off. It was a $1,950 bill. And they said you can get they recommended a credit card that you can use at the dentist office only, it's a special card. They offered a 6-month promotion on the credit card. So I said, okay, I'll do that. 6 months, no interest. And if you don't pay it off, then the interest, of course, gets added on. So I didn't make it. So they added on. I haven't looked at the bill, but it's probably back to 1950 again, all over again, or something like that. So very depressing. Yeah, but nothing new. Okay, what else we got going on? Yeah, but he's a great dentist. It was worth the money. It was worth the debt because I had to get that taken care of. So, next topic. What else? That's about it. I'll hang around we'll just see how it goes. Anyone wants to introduce a topic? suggest a topic, hop on the panel. Any pay pigs out there want to help out Morty? No, we covered the main topics in the title. And that's it. Doc, somebody asked me on yesterday's show, am I afraid of the competition with your diner that you got there, that you're running? And I said, oh, no, not at all, because you have a intergalactic diner on some other planet or asteroid or something. So I said, there's no competition at all. He's got his own customer base out there in the galaxy, and no problem. That's about it. The hate channels were going strong today, but what else is new? That is always the case. On that Marcello show, one thing that I saw where I almost vomited up my dinner actually. He's got that bird, that parrot or whatever it is. And the bird was sitting on his shoulder. And he put some tofu in his mouth, okay? And then he was feeding the bird, but instead of picking up a little piece of tofu and handing it to the bird or opening up his palm and letting the bird eat off of his hand or just off of the table, he put the tofu in his mouth, right by his lips, and then he bent his head over in some, distorted angle. And then the bird came over and stuck its beak into Marcello's mouth to peck out the pieces of tofu. It was, I'm not going to call it bestiality, but it was, one of those things that you see that you say, gee, I wish I hadn't seen that. But check it out if you want to see it. It's, wow. All right. Doc says, looking at diner building sites in Florida. Wow. Pretty good. Mega, some bars use giant square ice. Yeah, I've seen videos on that. Take a giant, almost like the size of the glass. And they plop that in the glass, like, 3 inches by 3 inches or something like that. Or 3 inches by 2 inches, so it fits in the glass. And yeah, well, ice is ice, unless it's not. I think we fully covered the ice cube topic. Well, now, I don't know. Let me take a look here, because I have no more content. Well, to be honest, I had no content to begin with when I did the show. Maybe Jax is on the Late Night Jack show. If it is, then I certainly would have no reason. Starting at 12:15, All right, so I'll wrap it up because I've got no content. Not that I ever do, but right. Max, say there. Would you ever buy whiskey stones? You know, I saw that on some whiskey YouTube whiskey channel, and I don't remember what they are or what they were. So let me look that up again. Because I saw about it. I saw it years ago, and I don't remember what they are or what they do. Or whiskey stones, Amazon. Okay, so what do these do? Whiskey stone gift set, artisan crafted reusable chilling rocks for scotch, a great stocking stuffer. $14.99, you get 8 of them, and the set includes 8 whiskey rocks and a handcrafted wooden tray. Enjoy every nuanced sip with our 100% natural black granite whiskey cubes. These smooth and durable stones fill your drink without watering it down. Ah, I see. Preserving the pure, rich flavors of your spirits. Well, now that's very interesting. Our whiskey stones are crafted from high-quality natural granite and polished to perfection to prevent scratches on fine glasses. Non-porous, tasteless, odorless. They guarantee a pristine drinking experience. Rinse and soak the stones, then freeze them on the included tray for 3 to 4 hours. When ready, drop them into your drink for an undiluted chill. These reusable stones are easy to clean and ready for your next round. All right, well, that's very, very interesting. And no, I don't need those because I don't mind if a little water from the ice cube, melts into the, if the water mixes in with the whiskey, that's fine. Yeah. That's very, very interesting product. Okay. What items did Ace Hardware have on sale today? Well, I just went in and looked for the ice cube tray and then walked out. I didn't really wander around the store. Usually they're higher priced, so I don't really shop at Ace Hardware. I've only gone there maybe once a year, if that. Maybe, And but there were the ice cube tray was way cheaper than on Amazon, so it was a great deal. Stocks report: CFN Global Central. You mean CFN, Central Florida Network? Or what? I don't know. Global may offer you appearance gifts for your services. Pay down that dental bill. Well, that sounds interesting. Yes, Max. I decided the blue one would be okay. Yes, CFN, Central Florida Network, right? Yeah, the blue would have been okay. I skipped the pink and the purple and the teal. Teal would have been okay. But, white is the way to go. Or a nice light blue, which is kind of icy blue, And they only had the white one, so that was it. So I'm looking forward to washing them in the dishwasher tomorrow morning and then drinking all day. All right. Versace Boy. People are casually dropping hundreds in super chats on an already insanely wealthy guy. That guy. Oh, really? Okay. Where are these people getting that kind of money while the rest of us are drowning in debt? Well, they've got a lot of money. What can I tell you? The people who are wealthy with $500,000 Rolex collections, they get the mega thousands and thousands and thousands of super chats. And the paupers, the people suffering with a negative $107 bank account, they have to struggle and, moan. But that's how it goes. What PayPal amount for you to appear on the Jack Show this morning? That's a very interesting question. I have a problem with that, Docs, in that Dr. Bob is the co-host, and he has treated me terribly over the last month or two. I mean, just Viscountess to the max, and I'm not participating in any conversations with Dr. Bob. And in fact, he's on my penance list. I don't have him on my channel. He's banned on my channel for the way he treated me. So, if Dr. Bob is on the show, I can't go on the show. See, that's a problem. Yep, him and his buddy, the tow truck driver, and Watch Nicholas, just the most vile, vicious shit, and I can't deal with that, or I refuse to deal with that. To deal with them, at this time. If they want to do penance, well, that would be different. For anyone, just a quick recap. Here's the penance list. This is for readmission to Morty's Diner. And again, if nobody pays, it's all right. No problem. I got my diner going here, and no problem. But if they want to come back, because they're always talking about me, and sometimes they go backstage, some of these people, but I'm not bringing them on unless they do penance. Dr. Bob is $650. He was $550, but he's continued the terrible content about me. And Golden Baba $750, Narc $2,000. Narc is just despicable. The way he's been talking over the last month, absolutely despicable. I'm sick of him. Watch Nicholas $6,000, Uzi $6,000, and that guy $21,000 and an exorcism. And I don't mean an exorcism from just small town Illinois priest. I mean they got to fly in a guy from the Vatican. I mean one of the top tier guys, top tier exorcists, got to fly to Illinois and take care of business. And I'm serious about this. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if he sent me 21,000 PayPal or Cash App and said, "Here you are, readmit me," I'm going to say, "Show me the Vatican certificate with the wax seal that the exorcism was performed." And if he doesn't produce that, then I would return the 21,000 without the proof of exorcism. So, but that's the Nicholas too and Uzi. They were 5,000, but they continued their vile, hateful treatment of me. And whether they come back on my channel or not, it's neither here nor there. If they want to, that's what the deal is. And Doc's report. So say Dr. Bob takes a morning off, Dax would need a co-host. Well, now that would be interesting. I'd rather send you an email than discuss business like that on the chat. But let me think on that, and thank you for thinking about my dental bill. And I'll send you an email on that, Docs. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the PayPig picture. And someone said to me, Morty, no one's going to pay those penance amounts. I said, okay. I don't have a problem with that. No problem. But it's there if they want to come back. But they talk about me all the time, and usually sometimes they come on with the most flattering comments, and then 10 minutes later it's the hateful, vicious, vile, disgusting insults, and worse than that. So yeah. Out. All right. See you later. Versace boy. Bob is often the mastermind behind Uzi's antics when it comes to face blasting. Really? Do you think so? I didn't think the tow truck guy needed any support, any suggestions of the awful content. I thought he just spewed that out on his own, but that's interesting, Versace. Yeah, all right. If that's the case, then why would Bob disgrace himself like that? Well, why do all those other people disgrace themselves like that? Or degrade themselves? There's a lot of people out there like that. A lot of them. It's, I mean, dozens of them. Certainly a couple dozen. All right, it's 12:20. This was a quick show with absolutely no content. So I think we'll wrap it up. Thank you to Docs, Versace Boy, and Max, and Mega for checking out the channel. And I'll see you all. Next show, I'll have a complete review of the ice cube tray in action. And I'll actually be drinking on the show with the ice cubes and probably Johnny Walker Black. And can't beat that. Good night, everyone.